Hi everyone. Sorry I haven't put out a video for a couple of weeks, but I've been in Brazil fixing a chemical plant. I'll probably put out a video sometime this weekend, but in the meantime I wanted to share a few observations with you about the people in Brazil and some of the reflections that I had while away from the US. First, I noticed that there was a tremendous wealth gap, not like what we have in the US. In Brazil, it seems like the very wealthy live like the middle class do in the US. The very poor live in such squalor that it makes the very poor here look rich by comparison. Those who have jobs are very happy to have them, and they work hard. And I mean hard. When they are not working, the Brazilians enjoy a very rich life. They value family and friends and spend a great deal of time with them. There is very little television programming, and much of what is focused on is soccer games. Meals tend to be long and rich, both in terms of food as well as conversation. Non-working time is cherished for the opportunity to grow close to one another. The Brazilians, at least the ones that I've met, are very warm and very open. They are also a very religious people. They take their worship very seriously. At the plant where I worked, there was a group prayer held every morning. I didn't understand it though, because my Portuguese is very poor. One thing that occurred to me only when I arrived home was that there was not a single mention of investments while I was down there. Unlike in the US, where I hear about the stock or bond market at least 3 or 4 times a day, I didn't hear about it for the entire 2 weeks I was down there. In fact, I forgot all about the markets, even the metals markets. I didn't check the price once, and the time away only strengthened my resolve in the metals. Speaking of gold, it was interesting how much I saw the women wearing gold jewelry. Even the men who had some money wore gold. I wonder if one of the reasons why those with wealth in that country wear gold and don't speak of investments is because of how hard they have to work to get wealth. After all, when you have to work hard for something, you don't want to put it at risk. When I was thinking about buying a souvenir for my kids, my Brazilian guide said that I could bring a small denomination Brazilian note home because they are very pretty. I asked him why not a larger note, and he told me that it would be worthless before too long. Then he made a joke about how the currency was called the real, which in his language meant real. Of course, he was referring to the fact that the note was anything but real. But back to culture. I have to say that I enjoyed my trip very much. I worked very hard this past 2 weeks, but accomplished what I set out to do. In the meantime, I feel like my family expanded. The time away was full of friendship, good food, and it was devoid of worry. Despite the lower level of wealth, I'd say that the higher standard of living might belong to them.